Okay, so in further examining Figueroa's framework, we now need to look at the institutional level. So we've looked at the cultural level, at the structural level, now we're working down further to the institutional level. So that simply is a level that examines the way in which certain groups in society impose rules and regulations that will affect opportunities to participate in that particular sport. So, for example, sporting associations and the way that they distribute their funding may influence the way in which you participate in that sport. If you're participating at a high level at netball or soccer, a particular institution may actually waive the registration fees for that particular season, simply so that you can play for their club. However, that obviously may not be available to everybody. They may only offer that to elite females playing netball or elite males playing soccer, as opposed to across the board. If you are perhaps not at the elite level, it's highly unlikely that you will receive a discount to your registration fees. And registration fees can be expensive. So that and insurance costs and all those sorts of things, that may be something that influences your decision to participate or otherwise in a sport. Community groups and schools, they're a big influencer. If you've never played that sport at a school, your likelihood to participate in that sport ever is decreased. So if you are in a girls' school that only offers traditionally girls' sports, so not that they exist really anymore, but if you're at a girls' school that only offered things like netball, then that obviously is going to influence what you play later in life. Whereas if you are at a boys' school that traditionally only offers rugby, same. Whereas if you are at a girls' school that is somewhat progressive and maybe offers things like cricket and soccer and things that were traditionally considered stereotypically male sports, then that again will influence your participation, because if you have played it in the past, you are more likely to continue it following school. Facilities are a big issue at the institutional level. If you're playing on not well maintained grounds, it's not going to make the experience enjoyable, and therefore you're not likely to continue to participate. If there's a sport that you really like but the facilities aren't really accessible, then that's again going to influence your ability to participate. It's all well and good to love things like surf sports, but if you don't actually live near a beach, it's going to influence your ability to participate. Or if you're at a beach but there is no surf club, again, it's going to influence your ability to participate. Rules and regulations and religious groups also traditionally have an influence at the institutional level as to participation rates in sports. So I want you to stop and think about now how those things influence your participation rates in sport outside of the school realm. So when you're not at school, what is it that you participate in and why? Is it something that you participated in as a child or at school, or that's really popular in your particular community, suburb? So have a think about that. Go out into the World Wide Web, find some really reliable research about the institutional level and the particular sport that we're looking at. Keep those references for your assessment. Make sure you keep notes. Ciao!